This will be the last and final wave for Bitcoin for this bull market. Bitcoin has been consolidating right now, and we are about to get a breakout in the next couple of days. I'm gonna be telling you exactly what is about to happen next for Bitcoin and why it is going to be so important to be paying attention right now during this last and final wave. We'll be talking about that exactly and much more in today's update video. Today is the FOMC meeting and many more things we need to discuss in today's update video. So as always, let's get started with a shorter time frame. And in a shorter time frame, well, Bitcoin is still arguably creating higher lows. We are still in this higher low trend, but at the same time as well, creating this downward sloping level of resistance and creating lower highs. So yeah, we are getting squeezed up at this current moment. Of course, we are trading inside of a consolidation range like we have been talking about for the past couple of days. But we are getting squeezed up inside of a new consolidation pattern. This symmetrical triangle pattern over here, while Bitcoin is still holding above this level of support, previous resistance turning into support, creating this consolidation pattern, and this is starting to look very good for the Bitcoin price action. Yes, yesterday we have been seeing another dip and we have been seeing another crash to the downside again. So yeah, a lot of people have been flipping fearful again yesterday, but I do not think that this is going to be the time to be getting bearish on Bitcoin, to be flipping fearful on Bitcoin. I will still remain to be bullish on Bitcoin as long as we can still hold above these levels of support. Yes, if we're going to be breaking down below this important level of support and this uptrending level of support, at that moment I will be having a look into the 93k level next, but right now that's not going to be the case. Right now we are still perfectly holding above this support, so I will still remain to be bullish, and I will exactly explain why. Because eventually, yes, I do think that we are going to be breaking this pattern out bullish, and eventually I do think that we are going to be seeing another wave to the upside getting initiated. However, this is going to be the last and final wave for Bitcoin for this bull market. Anyways, talking about why I will still remain to be bullish over here on Bitcoin. First of all, it's going to be important to understand the Bitcoin liquidity, because the Bitcoin liquidity and the Bitcoin funding rates are still trading extremely low. On the majority of the exchanges, they have been trading negative for quite a while, and right now still over on Bybit, over on OKX, they are still trading negative. This is meaning that the majority of the Bitcoin traders are currently trading short in the market, and whenever that happens, yeah, liquidity gets piled up on the top side, which we can exactly be seeing over here. All of the Bitcoin liquidity is right now literally sitting on top of us. And we do know that Bitcoin 90% of the time always takes out the majority of the liquidity. Right now it's sitting above us, so it's going to be highly likely that we're going to be seeing this move to the upside to be taking out all of these short positions. I mean, that is what Bitcoin does 90% of the time, and is going to be highly likely again because all of the liquidity is just sitting above us. This is already getting me extremely bullish. On top of that, yeah, the swing trade of course is still active to the upside. I still do think that we're going to be continuing this bullish momentum. We are still holding above the Bitcoin EMA ribbons on the daily time frame, but more importantly, well, this bear trap has been getting finished. Right now we are exactly seeing this consolidation before I had it even higher. But what's going to be very important is that the global liquidity has still been moving to the upside. And yes, that global liquidity with a 100-day lag, well, it's been consolidating over here ever so slightly. That is why we have been drawing this consolidation pattern. But after this consolidation is going to be over, well, we're still going to be seeing another move to the upside. The global liquidity is still very actively rising to the upside, and I still do think that Bitcoin is going to be following that global liquidity ever since we have been getting our Bitcoin ETF approval. Let me quickly show you over here. Ever since we have been getting our Bitcoin ETF approval, that has been during this point over here, Well, Bitcoin has been very actively and very closely following the global liquidity. During a consolidation, the global liquidity has also been consolidating. During a next move to the upside, global liquidity has also been seeing a next move to the upside. Right here, even we have been seeing the global liquidity dumping, and Bitcoin has also been dumping. So right now, I do think that Bitcoin will remain to follow the global liquidity, and we are just going to be seeing another move to the upside getting initiated after this little consolidation is going to be over here. This is going to be extremely important to keep in mind, and will be extremely important for this last wave that we are about to initiate. Anyways, having a look into this pattern over here, this is going to be also very important, because eventually whenever we do break this consolidation that we are creating under this right shoulder right now, whenever we break this one out to the upside, I think it's going to be very obvious that we are going to be breaking above the neckline level resistance, which is going to be coming in at the 111k level for Bitcoin. And whenever we break above the neckline, we do have a price target for Bitcoin sitting at the 150k level from this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which we are creating in that longer time frame. So guys, this is about to get explosive. Whenever we're going to be breaking this consolidation out to the upside, it's just going to be the catalyst for us to be following that global liquidity, which is going to be the catalyst for us to be breaking this inverse head and shoulders pattern out to the upside, which is going to be the catalyst of a much bigger move that is about to come to the upside. So I mean, very bullish developments going on right now. All of the liquidity is sitting above us. So yeah, I will not be bearish at this current moment. I will still, in fact, actually have a look into towards new trades to add to my current positions already. I still have my trade open over on Blowfin ever since the bottom over here. I've been adding to my trade over on Blowfin over here at the bottom over here. And also, I've been opening up a new position over on WeX, where I'm going to be getting interested in potentially adding even more money in towards, because the Bitcoin charts, in my opinion, are just looking so good. As long as we're still going to be holding above support, there's nothing to be worried about, in my opinion, and I will still expect that we're going to be initiating this last and final wave to the upside. However, more on that exactly a little bit later. Need to be talking about this last and final wave, but first, before that, talking about my predictions and my accurate track record. Well, I'm sharing all of my exact Bitcoin trades right now in my Platinum group, which is going to be completely for free, which you can be joining right now with the first link down below. All you need to do is click that first link down below, go to this bot over here, start a bot with this button over here, and then you'll be seeing exactly what you need to do to get access. On top of that, you can also get a $30,000 deposit bonus over on WeX, and also, yeah, here's a tutorial on how exactly you can be claiming that. Anyways, make sure to join my Platinum group, because over here I'll be sharing everything regarding my Bitcoin trades, and yeah, you definitely do not want to miss this. Also, on top of that, Trader PA yesterday has been sharing this very important level of support for Bitcoin, and look exactly at where Bitcoin has been seeing this bounce, right? You know that we've been bullish on Bitcoin. You have seen this make it or break it level for Bitcoin over here, and we did get a bounce. So yeah, looking very good. A lot of alpha, a lot of value is being shared in this group. Make sure to join it. Anyways, I do think that Bitcoin is going to be initiating this last and final wave to the upside. I've been calling it for a longer time already. However, right now, after this consolidation which we are creating, I just think it's going to be a beautiful and perfect opportunity which we are getting in the market right now. This is going to be an insanely good pattern that we can be trading and we can be profiting from during this last and final wave which we are about to be initiating. I mean, we could not wait and get a better setup like we are currently doing. It's like almost literally the perfect setup, just like it was during the bottom over here. While we were getting this downtrending break over here, well, this was also the perfect setup, but right now we are just creating another perfect setup, just exactly the same, just like we got over the bottom over here. So anyways, going to be very excited for this last and final wave we are about to initiate, for this setup which we are getting. Anyways, talking about Ethereum, I think will be an even better trade with this bull flag pattern which we are creating, with still this consolidation where we are going to be trading in. I just think we are going to be seeing a massive reaccumulation range over here. The big players are scooping up, they're buying through the ETFs, and they're going to be holding on because they know what's going to be happening next. And I do think that Ethereum is going to be seeing a massive next leg to the upside and is going to be outperforming Bitcoin, especially during this last part of the cycle. Anyways, talking about rate cuts, well, I do not think, or it's not going to be likely at all, to be seeing any rate cuts during this meeting. I mean, it's going to be 99.9% chance we're not going to be seeing any interest rate changes, but it's going to be important to have a look at what Jerome Powell has about to say during the FOMC meeting. So that will be a very interesting watch right now in 11 hours as of recording this video. I do think, however, that the USA it's much too late again with cutting the interest rates. Europe has already, or the ECB has already been cutting the interest rates by a lot. China has also already been doing that. And I just think that the USA is going to be too late with cutting the interest rates again. So eventually they just need to be crashing the interest rates like massively by a lot. But yeah, let's see how that is going to be developing. Anyways, I do want to be talking about this point slightly still, because I think this is very important to touch on. This doesn't get a lot of views on X, but I do think it's going to be super important to keep in mind, because bearish narratives always create a bullish catalyst. This is always how it happens, because war in Ukraine becomes peace in Ukraine eventually, right? And whenever that happens, it's just going to be a bullish catalyst, and then we're just going to be seeing an insane pump. Yes, right now, maybe in a shorter time frame, this is just going to be causing some bearish price action, but keep in mind, in the longer term, all of these issues will be getting solved, and it will only become a bullish catalyst in the future, right? Also, for example, tariff fears become tariff deals, rate hikes become rate cuts, and bearish narratives are priced in eventually, and bullish catalysts are not, because whenever we're going to be seeing rate cuts, it's not priced in yet. Whenever we're going to be seeing insane tariff deals, it's not going to be priced in yet. The bearish narratives are already priced in. We already do see that the wars are priced in, but the bullish catalysts are not priced in yet. So I'm going to be extremely bullish over here. This is how the market is working. Wars are already getting priced in. These bearish narratives are already priced in. And I am going to be bullish over here. I still do expect Bitcoin is going to be seeing an insanely bullish push over here. Bitcoin is holding surprisingly very strong while we are getting some bearish narratives. So this is making me feel extremely, incredibly bullish. Anyways, with that being said, guys, I'll see you in another update video tomorrow morning.